So here's the story of how I got horrible altitude sickness on my Everest base camp trek despite being a professional athlete at the time. So I was competing for Team USA in triathlon, and I was also in grad school and decided I wanted to do the Everest base camp trek on the Nepal side. I went at the very end of the season, so like May. This was the year that the record number of climbers died actually trying to summit Everest. So every single day we stopped at the tea house, we would get reports of people dying up on the mountain, waiting to get to the summit. It was always tough to hear. For this trip, I was doing as much as I could on mainland USA to prepare myself for high altitude, and I was in great shape. I was supposed to do it over 10 days. I did it with a local guy. We flew into the Lukla airport and then basically just started walking, because that's what it is. A big long walk through the Himalayas to Everest Base Camp. I felt completely fine, and I was monitoring my oxygen levels every day to try and stay ahead of any altitude sickness I might have, until the very last day when we were at like 16,000 and something feet. Basically, we got to the last village we would stop before we went to Everest Base Camp the next day. I was fine when I went to bed, and when I woke up in the morning, it felt like my head was going to explode. I had flu-like symptoms. My whole body hurt. It just felt like every sickness hit me all at once, like a freight train, and I couldn't even move my head side to side without crying in pain. And I have a pretty high pain tolerance. So I basically had to make the decision to wait it out, which I'm very glad I didn't, or go back down for immediate relief, which is how you deal with it. They went to call the doctor in the village I was in, but a family of 4 had died in their sleep of high altitude sickness the night before, so he was busy. I opted to go back down, and once I was like 500 feet lower than what I was before, I felt a million times better. High altitude sickness and HACE and HAPE can happen to anybody. It's not really preventable. It's dangerous. It's manageable to a certain extent with certain drugs, but it's just something you have to be ready for when you're up in high mountain country, like the Himalayas.